He talks like this. He has a very distinct talk.
He was in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
Well, we just had the Google machine here.
Oh, boy. He's in it, and he's great as Ebenezer Scrooge. And you're going to say his name, and I'm going to say, and Dolan's going to be like, who? Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to a Christmas episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Scrooge.
Yeah, you are.
Why are you Scrooge?
I don't know. It's, bah humbug.
Okay. Dolan.
That would make you Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim.
Then, I guess,
Yeah. Or
if we're sticking to characters.
What's the Christmas movie that Thomas Piper always says I look like the one guy?
Oh.
The one guy with the long hair.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
No?
Some movie.
Frosty the Snowman.
Yep. Sure.
The
Elf.
Bumble. You look more like Bad Santa to me.
That was a good show, too.
Yeah.
That was a great show. Oh. Okay, so one of two Christmas episodes this year. We got so backed up with, and this is such an awesome
episodes.
Right, with a great
Okay.
problem to have, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we got backed up with either beers that we brought or beers that travelers have sent to us. We only have time for 2 Christmas episodes.
I packed a lot in. Don't worry.
Okay, good. All right. So this week we have Samuel Smith's, what's the exact name on this, Dolan?
Winter Welcome Ale.
Oh.
Yeah.
Comes out every year at Christmas.
Yes.
Can't miss it.
Well, you can.
Well, I mean, look at the label.
Sure.
I mean,
it is kind of, there's a lot going on the label, which is kind
Absolutely.
of interesting.
there is a lot going on. Brewed at Yorkshire's oldest brewery. Blessing of your heart, you brew good ale. W. Shakespeare.
That'd be probably William.
Yeah, William.
Yeah.
Or Willie for
Willie.
short, whatever.
Yeah. Old Bill Shaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not assuming. I'm just making sure the right
That's true.
Shakespeare gets credit.
That's right.
This is good.
This English style.
I don't even know how do you describe it?
Well, it's not, the ones we have in the craft beer world, U.S. craft beer, spices a lot of the times,
Yep.
And this one doesn't really have that to me.
It has some of the characteristics of that, maybe, but
Yeah.
it's maltier.
It's malty. I think I'd say it's drier to me. That makes sense. Almost very reminiscent of like a green bottle style, almost like a finish of that.
Yes.
I mean, obviously it's not a green bottle, but it's a big bottle, which is nice. What's the ABV on this? Do we know, Dolan? Does it say? I don't think they say on these bottles.
I thought it was high.
I'm going to guess in the 7?
Oh, no. It's 6.
6.
Oh, okay.
Got it in my notes.
Yep.
All right.
Fuggle and Golding hops.
One more time.
Fuggle.
Fuggle?
And Golding hops.
I don't think that's a Fuggles. That's a hop
Fuggle
variety.
hops.
Not
Yep.
muggles, but fuggles.
I guess.
Yeah.
You ever been called fugly? That's not fun. That's close to what those hops, that name is
Unfortunately,
right
yes. Yeah.
Woo!
Well, maybe they're just not attractive hops. I
Drinks
don't
more of
know.
these beers.
I-
And they will be.
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's what I wrote down. Product information. This seasonal beer is a limited edition, brewed for the short days and long winter nights. Because, as winter does.
Yeah.
The full body resulting from fermentation in stone Yorkshire squares.
Weird.
We'll get to that.
Oh.
And the luxurious malt character, which will appeal to a broad range of drinkers and to us, is balanced against whole, dried Fuggle and Golding hops, with nuances and complexities that should be contemplated before an open fire. Best served 51 degrees.
Oh.
51 degrees.
Yeah, not 50, not 52, 51.
Well,
Hundreds of years. This brewery's been around since 1758. So a lot of time to figure out exactly 51 degrees.
well, yeah.
Yes.
I have a feeling that's like at a certain part of the ground, underground, that's like a constant temperature at this time of year. or
Probably.
whatever, right?
Like in a cave or
maybe, yeah,
something.
where they stored it.
Here's something that they had noted that I don't think we've talked about ever on this show. They are registered with the Vegan Society. This beer is suitable for vegans and vegetarians. So I guess if that's a concern,
Okay.
there's no like gelatin or beef broth in the beer. I don't know what the heck would be in there that you couldn't have, but okay for vegans and vegetarians.
Wouldn't the German purity law, which we talked about during Oktoberfest, right, with the Reinheitsgebot,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be vegan?
I would think so.
I would think.
Yeah, as long as it's just those things.
Right.
Yeah, then I
Yeah.
think you'd be okay.
Here we go.
Interesting.
So I looked up Fuggle hops here
Okay.
on. It's kind of a Christmassy sounding
It is a little
name,
bit.
maybe
Yeah.
a little bit. Originally used as a bittering and aroma hop, it is more recently used as a primary hop. Fuggle is also used in breeding and is parent to Willamette, Cascade, and Glacier hops.
Those are our U.S. ones we're familiar with. Yeah.
So there you go.
Like a pale ale style hop.
Makes a great addition in an English-style ale.
Well, that's what we're drinking.
Ding,
so,
ding, ding. There we go.
Of course, the English come up with the name Fuggle. I don't whatever. Copper mash tuns. That's what this brewery uses. They're old school.
really?
No stainless steel. None of that stuff.
Okay.
Whole hops. No pellets for these
No
guys.
pellets. No.
So that's, there wasn't pellets 300 years ago, so why change it? Oak casks. So that's how they store it.
Okay.
And they have a full-time cooper on staff. You know what that is?
No.
That's someone who makes barrels. So like distilleries have a lot of those.
And they're called Coopers?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So if you've ever heard the term or you've been to the place in Colorado, Coopersmith, that's what a Coopersmith is, a barrel maker.
I gotta tell you, I thought it was Coppersmith.
There you go. It might be.
Well,
I
maybe.
thought it was Cooper, but
I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
either.
gonna believe you.
All I
don't
know is that's what they do. They make barrels or fix them. Some of the barrels are super duper old. Around here, you'll see sometimes, especially like on Facebook, the like Brickway or somebody will be like, "Hey, we have 75 barrels. Come get them, $100 or whatever."
Like, do they
they're done
eventually
using them.
like? Yeah, you can't use them anymore, right? They're
And
not,
that's what these places do. Like, oh, maybe there's 2 panels of this barrel that aren't great, and they'll just fix them, put new wood in, fire it, and then keep using the barrel. It's like they don't just toss them after a couple uses. They're trying to fix them.
Isn't it like super hard to get like whiskey barrels and stuff like right now?
Right
Like,
now, yeah,
Right.
for sure. And that's, I think, one of the reasons the last couple of years you've seen less and less barrel-aged stouts, like at least in big containers, bombers and whatnot.
Right.
Because it's hard to get that stuff. And also the price is boop. Because if you really want to get one, you can, but you're going to spend a lot of money.
You're gonna pay some cash.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And they know that too.
Yeah.
So, that's how that goes.
Interesting.
It's a big commercial racket,
Well,
as Lucy said in the Charlie Brown.
yeah. You want to know a little bit about the brewery?
Yes, please.
So, Samuel Smith's old brewery probably wasn't called that in the beginning. Probably was just called Samuel Smith's, or
Maybe the new brewery.
maybe, or they just shortened it down to Sam Smith's. I guess
Okay.
that seems like a very American thing for it to do. Sam Smith's,
Yeah.
Sam
that-
Adams, not Samuel.
Isn't it Samuel Adams, though?
Samuel Adams,
But we
yeah.
call it Sam
But you
Adams?
call it Sam Adams,
That's
right?
America for you.
Yeah,
we ain't
exactly.
got time to say a whole name.
So Samuel Smith's Old Brewery is an independent brewery and pub owner based in Tadcaster, North Yorkshire, England.
Yes,
Tadcaster.
that's the town.
Okay. And North Yorkshire, I assume, is like the state or province or whatever.
Maybe we call it county. I don't know.
Maybe. Okay. It is Yorkshire's oldest brewery, founded in, like you said, 1758, and one of only 3 breweries in that town. So,
Okay.
I don't know how big Tadcaster is, but they got 3 breweries there.
Sounds pretty good.
Samuel Smith, which is an unlimited family-owned company. Now, I'm not sure what unlimited means there in British business owning terms. I don't exactly know what that means. That produces a wide range of beers, including bitters, stouts, porters, lagers, fruited beers, and is known as highly traditional and somewhat eccentric. They operate 200 pubs due to the continued use of dray horses, bans on music, mobile devices, and low beer prices. So when you go into one of their breweries.
Yeah.
Can't have a cell phone on. Can't have a laptop. Can't have any of those things. You go in there to talk or drink
So
beer.
like Dolan right now, he'd
Right
be
now,
out.
they'd be like, "Get out." Or, I can't
What
do a
was
good
the thing
British
about
accent.
horses?
It says, let's see, use of dray horses. Don't know what a dray horse is. Maybe that's how they get beer from one place to the other.
I think it is. I
Maybe?
think they take it, like by cart.
No TVs, no music, no. Like you're not going in there to watch you're not watching the pitch, right? You're not watching a soccer match. Did I say that right? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, you're not going to watch a soccer match there.
This would not work here in the United States.
No.
We ain't got time for that.
No. Now, I can see the appeal in this though. Just going to sit around and
Conversation.
just talk with each other.
In Europe seems like a little slower pace. You can sit there and have a chat with somebody. You're not there to, I don't know, watch 5 football games at once.
Well,
Maybe you are, but
that's Sunday though, man.
that's fun too. Yeah.
God.
I don't know. It has its appeal.
Samuel Smith's is one of the few remaining British breweries to employ the traditional Yorkshire square system, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I assume you're going to talk about this, the method of fermentation.
I just looked at the pictures. That's all I know.
So here's what it is: a method of fermentation developed in the 19th century to cleanse beer of yeast. The most modern squares are made of stainless steel, but Smith prefers Welsh slate.
Yeah.
So it's got to come from
From Wales.
Wales, yeah.
Way up north.
Which they feel keeps the natural carbonation in the beer, imparting a creamier texture. So
Softness.
maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Who knew?
I was really interested in that.
It's cool to talk about a place that has actual real history. Like we always talk about that here. Like, oh, this brew's,
Like it
from
works,
4 years
right?
ago, and they're like, hold our beer. We've been doing this for 400 years or 250 or whatever it's going to be.
We ferment our beers in slate boxes.
Right.
Get your fruited sours the hell out of here.
That's right. We're not doing that here.
No, I guess not. November 2004, the company took the decision to ban music and televisions in its pubs. They're just not going to do it.
Well, that was a good time to ban
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff because it was a lot of junk.
Yeah,
So.
true. A lot of their breweries, they're listed as very publicity shy. I don't know why I'm struggling with that. Publicity shy, meaning they don't have any signs on the outside of their breweries or of their pubs.
Oh.
So you just know that's the pub.
That's just the local
That's where
spot.
you go to Samuel Smith's right there.
Huh.
That's like the when I brought back that beer from Gillette Brewing Company,
Uh-huh.
I couldn't find their sign anywhere, and it just said like fresh pizza outside, and that was it.
Or like that one that you went to and the guy was like, I couldn't even find it. And you said the sign was like super huge and
It was
right there. Yeah.
that good little town
Right
in
by the
Colorado.
bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the brewery at? I can't even find it. Well, the giant ass sign on the outside of the building probably should have clued you in,
Should
pal.
have been an indicator.
Again, he was probably high. It was Colorado.
That's, yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. You cannot use mobile phones, telephones, tablets, ebooks, laptops, televisions. You can't. The ban also includes pictures of sports. So like there can't even be like a picture of Lionel Messi or Ronaldo.
So what do they have in these places?
I don't know.
We don't know. They
They
can't
got
take a
Fuggle
picture of
hops.
that.
Yeah,
Just all over the place.
All over the place. You know what they got? They got beer.
Yeah.
And
And it sounds
they-
like it was cheap beer, they said.
And I bet they got some pretty damn good food too.
Well, here's what I can tell you. They have 18 bottled beers.
Okay.
One of them is called Stingo. You ever heard of that one?
No,
I think sometimes you can get it here.
I would order that.
They have a nut brown ale that's
Yes.
pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Organic chocolate stout. I've had
I
that.
have seen that. I have seen that.
That was me and my wife's like favorite stout for a while.
Interesting.
It's English style, so it is not thick with 2 C's as we would say, but it does have good stout flavor.
Again, very American.
They have 5 fruit beers. So like a strawberry lager, an apricot, and they have cider. They also have Perry, which is, cider made out of pears.
A pear cider, yeah.
On tap, that was bottles, but on tap in their pubs, they have 4 lagers, 3 bitters, so that's English, 2 wilds, which is like, have like either a Hefeweizen strain or what's the one I'm trying to think of that is very smelly and we don't like?
A farmhouse? Like a
Yeah,
Saison?
like that. Yeah, Saison.
Okay.
A stout, a cider, and a wheat. So some choices, but I mean a lot of styles, but they're all traditional English styles. These pubs you talked about before, that they run them themselves. They also only use this brand called Walker and Scott for their wine and spirits, and that's been made in York since 1721.
Wow.
So even before the brewery, this distillery was there, and that's the only thing they use. And they make or use this soft drink brand called Scintilla that's been around for a long time. It's Scintilla. So you're not getting a Coke and whiskey. You're getting a Scintilla Cola and whiskey or whatever. So traditional, I think, is the best way to describe these guys. They're not hopping on to new trends. Doesn't seem.
I think I want to go here.
It'd be fun. I'd like to check it out. They had some recipes on their website. Did you see that?
No.
One of them was for chocolate stout, tiramisu cupcakes, which is one of the beers that they, so all their recipes include beer.
Yeah.
Nut brown ale, rye bread, so rye and oats. And then fish and chips that use one of their lagers.
Oh, of course.
Those are traditional things, but you can pop on their site and it shows the recipe on how you do that.
I love a good tradition, like a beer battered fish and chips. Man.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's hard to find them.
Yeah.
Seems like.
I'm going to guess their fish is probably pretty fresh there, too.
I would think so.
I'm going to guess, right? Food pairings. Did you see they had food pairings for this?
I did not.
Here's what they would suggest with this beer right here, the Winter Welcome Ale.
Yes.
Roast goose.
As you do.
I guess.
A roast goose.
Raise your hand if you ever had a roast goose.
I had goose, but I don't know if it was roasted.
I've had
smoked.
Duck. Is
That's
it
close.
similar?
I would think it's probably close.
Depends on the kind
close.
of goose, I think. Some goose is very greasy and oily, and you don't want to eat it. Like a Canada goose, don't eat that.
No?
No.
Like a wild turkey. Like, have you ever had a wild turkey? Not the booze.
Whiskey? Oh.
No. Actual.
I don't know.
Like, very gamey.
Probably.
Very oily. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like a very dark meat.
I feel like we're in Matt Lawhorn territory now.
Very, yes. Let's see, smoked turkey with oyster dressing. Very specific.
Yeah.
With oyster dressing. Okay, fine.
Pass.
What's oyster dressing?
I don't know. I assume it's dressing, like stuffing made with oysters.
Oh, like stuffing. Okay.
Yeah, not like. Yeah, not
I was
like
thinking
salad
like
dressing.
Did they just get rid of the anchovies and
Put
just
in the oysters?
I'm guessing it's more like a turkey stuffing, like you'd have at Thanksgiving, but with oysters.
Yeah. Rack of lamb. Never had it. I probably would. My wife would be mad.
She likes lambs.
She said we have lamb friends, and so I can't eat that. She doesn't want me to eat that. No. But we don't have chicken friends, obviously. Those are...
Hell no.
No. Turkey friends? Screw them.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to make a stand, I guess a lamb is a good one.
I guess. They're cute.
Yeah.
Candied yams. Smithfield hams.
Oh, yeah.
They
can get those around here.
Yeah, we get these here, right?
Smithfield is a maker. They have, a big pork thing, too. Bacon, I've seen at the store.
Oh, yeah, I think I have too.
Bacon.
Fresh pears and apples. And finally, Christmas cake. What is Christmas?
Probably a fruit cake,
Oh.
I would guess.
Okay.
That's a super Englishy thing.
I like fruit cake.
It's real dense.
I like
it.
some fruitcakes. I don't like the ones with, like, I like the fruit. I don't like the gummy or the
Squishy stuff.
The squishy stuff makes it good. Yeah. That's a polarizing argument right
It
there,
is.
right?
Most people don't like fruitcake.
I will say I would probably try, or I'm gonna guess even, I'd put money on this, that I would like the oyster stuffing better than I like I've had stuffing where people put dried cranberries in it.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I just did that for Thanksgiving this year. I put some dried cranberries and some craisins.
Oh,
And
craisins.
no one punched you?
Everybody wanted seconds, I guess. I don't know.
It went like crazy. You chop up some celery, put it in there. Nobody eats it. You put craisins in there. Life of the party.
Ding, ding. Everybody. Yeah, there's no leftovers of that.
Exactly.
Allegedly. I don't know. Here's some Christmas-related stuff here, since we're into Christmas time.
Here we go.
Very recently, my son and wife went to a production of this at the Omaha Community Playhouse, I guess. It's A Christmas Carol. Dickens. But everybody knows the story. All right, so we're not going to get into that. But what we are going to get into is Dickens himself about the Christmas Carol.
Okay.
He toured this. As we would, like book readings and stuff, signings happen now, book tours, where they go around to, all across the country and book, show up and I'll read you a chapter and then I'll sign your book. Well, they did that back then. And 1843 is when this came out.
Wow.
And this is the one thing that really ever made him any money in his life, was the touring.
Really?
Because there weren't a lot of people buying books back then, and books were very expensive to have and make. So if you could hear him read the story, it's almost like, a movie or whatever it would have been back then.
You're watching on TV.
This is how he made money. And some of the most famous, Mark Twain did this a lot. That's where he made his money, was from going all around and doing this. Anyway, he spoke in 1843 at a charity, and he was talking or whatever, and then he had the idea. He was walking home, because there's no car to take, and he has the idea, what if I read this? Because I'm writing this story. It's pretty good. It's kind of short. What if I read it out loud? And that was the idea that he had. So he started working on the story October 1843, and he finished it in 6 weeks. So it was published on December 17th, 1843.
Wow. And
the books that they had pre-pressed sold out in 3 days. It was, not a very long book, but kind of like a short story, I guess is the best way to say it. He was the first famous or known author to do these sort of like book readings. And he was the first one to do it in England for sure. And the first one that he did was he read Christmas Carol. But he would read it all year round because it was like his big hit thing. So you could see him in April in, London or wherever, or York.
Reading Christmas Carol?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Because it was the story that everybody knew, I guess.
That's his jam.
The first one that he did, he had 2,000 people show up in Birmingham, England.
Wow.
To hear the story read by him.
That seems like a lot for the time, right?
I think so, yeah. There was only one copy of the book that I could find that was his is surviving. Like an original copy that he did, that he would read from. And it is in the Berg Collection of English and American Lit in the New York Public Library. Whoa. So we have it. Sorry, England. We have that copy. He came to the United States twice to do these book tours. So we're talking a boat ride,
Right.
Like, long time to get here.
Yeah.
Boat ride. The first time he read in Steinway Music Hall in New York. Okay. So the piano company owned a bunch of music venues, I guess you'd say. So kind of like what we have today with, it's a radio station that promotes all the shows, whatever. I can't think of it.
iHeartRadio?
Yeah, they have all their shows and festivals. Well, Steinway was doing that because that was how that was the music back then.
That's smart.
So they had their hall.
Did he read the same part over and over, or?
I think he would just read the whole book.
He would read the entire book.
But it's pretty short. It's but he would just read it, and that would be sitting there for an hour and a half or whatever, and then he'd be done, and that was that.
Could you buy the book after?
I would assume so if he had copies.
Probably. Right.
Or that was it. Maybe probably get a picture of him maybe, later on. I don't know.
Do a little Q&A?
I don't know.
Maybe?
No, I don't know anybody that was there.
Huh.
And then the other time he did in Brooklyn and some churches and stuff. The first time. The second time he went a little bit more around the country and earned him what would have been $1.4 million in today's money.
Oh.
So that's how he basically kept afloat because, books weren't doing anything. Mark Twain saw him perform live and got, hey, that's a pretty good idea. Maybe I should do that. So he wrote a review of what he saw. And it says, there is no heart, no feeling. It is nothing but glittering frostwork. So it's a money grab. Mark Twain says, that sucked. Could you at least change the voice for Marley or whatever? He's just reading it straight plain. Come on, man. You can do better. So you know how baseball players and any athletes have superstitions and their diets are very whatever. I'm going to pitch today. I have to do this.
Yep.
Well, he was very similar. Okay. So here his diet on his performance days. 2 tablespoons of rum mixed with cream for breakfast, as you do. A pint of champagne at tea time.
So he may or may not have been an addict, right?
Well, just thirsty.
Okay.
Half an hour before performance, game time, right?
Yeah.
Some sherry with a raw egg in it.
Gross. No.
And then intermission. So during the reading, he would, take a break.
Sure.
And he would sip some beet tea.
Probably helps the vocal cords.
Yeah, that's the healthiest thing you did that day.
Yeah.
And then at bedtime, he'd just have a bowl of hot soup. Now, I don't know if it was loudmouth soup, but it was definitely soup.
He really didn't eat anything.
Not real. Not on game days.
Okay.
Can't be bogged down, Can't strut around the stage.
Maybe
or
he had
whatever
IBS or something.
He was a little nervous.
Yeah,
Nobody'd done it before.
Nervous tummy on stage.
They didn't have Pepto probably back then. So.
I was gonna say like when I get ready to play or perform anything, like anything, not just band, like the plays in high school, right?
Yeah.
I didn't eat. I never brought a lunch. I never did any of that because I was always afraid, of I don't know, farting on stage or.
What if you had to poop?
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
What if you ate something and it decided it wasn't going to stick around?
Oh no!
Right,
Yeah.
and then you gotta pretend it's
Waddle
not
off there.
happening.
Yeah. Or it happens and then what? That's not good either.
You're like, oh no.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
get it, man. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 1835 to 1848, he published more than 12 Christmas stories. So he thought, well, one was good, 12 is better. And they weren't really that good. Not as good as this one. The final reading he did was on March 15th of 1870. So he's doing them 27 years. Right? That's a long time. And I thought it was interesting that even this happened. Like I didn't even know this was a thing, right? So so that was kind of cool that he did it so long. And then I wrote down just a couple of things that they did. So 6 weeks after it was in the books came out. So let me see if I can do the quick math on that. It came out 12/17, so 6 weeks later. So February of 44.
Okay. Yeah.
There was a stage production already. So they made a play out of it.
Wow.
Like, well, this is great. Let's make a play.
They're not screwing around with this.
No. In England, and in the book, it says, Tiny Tim at the end says, Happy Christmas, everyone. Instead of Merry Christmas, like we know, because we don't say Merry Christmas. Well, we do, but England didn't. So they say in the book, Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
And that's how that goes. The term bah humbug and Scrooge himself comes from this. So it's in the lexicon of our language now. So everybody, if you call somebody a Scrooge, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Bah humbug was from the book, so that did not exist before Dickens brought it to popularity,
So
I guess.
he made up that little that yeah. Interesting.
And that was, I guess one of the things that people really liked. But he self-published the book.
Okay.
For 5 shillings is how much it cost, which is $30. And then he made, all the money afterwards. But that's what I have for us for Dickens.
5 shillings. Wasn't that what he was asking for? An extra couple shillings there in the book itself? When they come
to the door and they want some money for the poor people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe I could just be, I don't know. It's just associating that.
I was home with my baby girl when my wife and son went to this. And, I'm basing my time frame off of maybe the Disney Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Which is about 28 minutes, and it came out in the 80s. We've talked about it before. This show was 2.5 hours long.
Yeesh.
My son, it was a Sunday night, and he got home from it at about 9:30. I was just like, holy smokes. You got your money's worth, at least.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, and they had gone into it also thinking it was, going to be kind of short, like the book. No, it wasn't. It was long, and she said, very good.
Oh.
And he's asked me about it. Hey, Dad, what do you think happened in the play? So that's when I'm driving him somewhere game we have to do.
You have to.
I have to say, well, here's what I know about it.
And he gives you the, it happened, or no, it did not.
So today I had to find out that the ghost of Christmas Future did look like the Grim Reaper, but he did not talk.
That's true, right? Really bony
Just
fingers.
pointed, yeah.
Yeah.
As we know.
It kind of freaked me out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Which version are you familiar with the most, do you think? Is it the Mickey one? Or?
No, I mean, I am familiar with the Mickey one. It was more the black and white version from I don't even know, from the
old times.
50s,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I really liked the Zemeckis one with Jim Carrey. Have you seen that?
I have.
That one was pretty good.
There was a Patrick Stewart version of it. They did. I like Patrick Stewart.
I do too. The best one ever, though, Muppets Christmas Carol. That one it's got singing, dancing.
Course.
It's got what's his name? The main guy.
Kermit the Frog, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Well, who plays Ebenezer Scrooge?
I don't know.
It's
No.
He was Alfred in the Nolan Batmans. Why can't I think of his name?
Yeah.
He talks like this. He has a very distinct talk.
He was in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Yeah.
Well, we just had the Google machine here.
Oh boy, he's in it, and he's great as Ebenezer Scrooge. And you're gonna say his name, and I'm gonna say and Dolan's gonna be like, who? Maybe.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael
Keaton. Different Batman. Different Batman series.
Yes. Michael Caine. There we go.
Well,
that was a pretty good impression of him, by the way, too. I bet the British would be happy. Oh,
you guys have been good this year.
We got a bonus beer.
I checked my stocking and I found it.
Is this the little full of maple?
A little full lot of sap.
Okay, yeah. What I was thinking of.
Yeah.
From our friends down the street.
Yeah.
Color almost the same.
Almost
as the winter warmer.
Yeah. But this is a
More
IPA.
Almost a West Coast style IPA. I brought it for obvious reasons, the name and the picture.
Well, yeah.
Or I guess the label, which is Christmas Vacation. So I don't have any research on this, but I have a feeling we've all seen the movie enough that we could probably talk about it for just a couple minutes.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
I thought of a thing while I was doing my bike ride this morning before I took the kids to school. And I wanted to say, how can we get from this movie to Bruce Willis? We're doing because he's like the king of Christmas movies, we'll say, just for you. How do we get, and we're going to be specific, the actor.
Through actors.
Rusty. How do we get Rusty to Bruce Willis? And I figured it out.
Okay, go.
Do you know who played Rusty?
No.
I think his name is Johnny Galecki.
Okay, yes.
So
from The Big Bang Theory? Mm-hmm. Oh.
And what was the girl's name?
Molly Ringwald.
Audrey.
Okay, no.
Juliette Lewis.
That's right. Oh, well, that's easy then.
Okay. Those are the two you can choose from, but I figured out Johnny Galecki pretty quickly.
Okay. How many steps do you need to get there, right? Because we used to do this at the theater in our downtime.
I think I got there with 4.
I can get there. Juliette Lewis was in
maybe 5.
What was the name? True Romance.
Yes.
With
Christian Slater.
Yeah, but he was also with
Brad Pitt was in that.
Yeah, Brad Pitt. Oh, that was a great scene with Brad Pitt. With Harvey Keitel. Harvey Keitel was in Pulp Fiction with Bruce Willis.
Holy smokes, that was good.
There you go.
That's not the route I went.
Easy.
Okay, so I used Johnny Galecki.
Okay.
He also was on Roseanne. So he was on the show with John Goodman.
Oh, yes.
So then I went from John Goodman. John Goodman on the show also was with Tom Arnold, who worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger in True Lies.
True Lies, yeah.
And he was in, I'm assuming, The Expendables, one of them, with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
That's how I got there. So.
Interesting.
That's what I think of that.
Yeah. We used to spend hours doing this at the theater. Hours.
It's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to a podcast with Kevin Bacon, and he didn't even know about this.
He didn't know about this game?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I mean, he's Kevin Bacon. He's not hanging out with regular people like us.
You can get every single movie or every single actor of all time back to Kevin Bacon in 6 movies or less.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You can. Now, it takes a bit, but you can do it.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
Especially if you're a nerd.
Oh, well.
Like, apparently we
This is clearly
proven.
why. Yes.
What do we think of this beer?
You know what? This is great. It's almost similar, but it's more hoppy and nice. It just has a nice kind of hop burn to it.
I like it.
I like it too. I also had this on Saturday.
Look at you. It's like raided my fridge.
I know, right?
Favorite part of this movie?
Christmas Vacation?
Yeah.
It's gotta be when the cat
Wrapped
eats
up in
it.
the box.
Yeah.
Oh, and it fries him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sled scene. That's funny.
Burns a hole in the sled.
Yeah.
When he goes on the cursing tirade about his boss.
Oh, yeah.
Love that. That's
good.
fantastic. The old guy with the toupee.
Oh, yeah.
What, Uncle?
Yeah, with the cigar all the time.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
When they ask what's name the grandma to do the pledge the grace,
she says the
and
Pledge
she
of
says the
Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance,
Yeah.
and they stand up and they say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, yeah. That's such a quotable
Yeah.
Christmas classic, for sure.
Look, if you don't own one of the like elf mugs or one of the what do you call them
with the eggnog things? Yeah, with the Bullwinkle face from Vacation.
Vacation, yeah. If you don't own one of those, then
Do you have one?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
I don't have one.
Oh yeah, well, you may need one.
Oh, yeah, it sounds
I've
like
seen this movie once,
What?
and I don't even remember.
Oh my!
I remember the
goodness.
lights, the house, and I remember he opens a piece of mail at the end.
Yeah, it says Jelly of the Month Club subscription.
Yeah, he's waiting for his bonus.
Julia,
Oh, yeah, his
Julia Louis
bonus.
Dreyfus is in the
Right.
movie.
Yes, as the neighbor.
Yeah, like
Right?
the yuppie neighbor who
Snooty
hates them.
neighbor.
Yeah. Why is the
Yeah.
carpet all wet, Todd?
They get
Yeah.
they get theirs in the end. That's for sure.
They sure do.
Yeah, that's what Christmas is all about.
It's a classic. It's worth watching again, but don't watch it on TV. Get the
No, right.
the full. I mean, it's not. It's not rated R like the first one.
Do
Unfortunately.
they do a lot of edits?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've noticed that on some Netflix stuff.
Like
Like,
editing Netflix stuff.
yeah,
It's not my Netflix.
yeah. Some of the if
How am I
to the-
supposed to chill?
Right, right. You got to get in the mood.
Might as well watch TBS. Boo. Huh. Well, that's how that goes.
All right, let's go to Untapped.
All right.
I didn't do the bonus beer, obviously,
No.
but let's do the Samuel Smiths here.
I'm going to keep drinking this bonus beer.
Oh,
by
I
the
love
way.
this
It's
bonus
good.
beer.
There's plenty more over here. It's really good.
Our friends at Cross Train knocked it out of the park again. So
Yeah.
If you're interested in any of these, they'll have them for a limited time. Just drop me a line, and maybe if you send us or get us some
Yeah,
beers,
you
then
get one of these.
you might get some of these
This
back
is
too.
the first year they didn't make that normal Christmas beer that they have. I heard they're barrel aging it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know somebody that knows somebody that.
Kind of, maybe. All right, Untapped, 4,700 check-ins. Unfortunately, we're going to have to start paying for Untapped because when I see 47K, I want to know how many exactly. 4,792,
Yeah.
right?
All right.
I want to know how many. And at what point do they round up, right?
I guess I kind of knew you
Is
could
that
pay
where you
for
have to
Untapped.
pay?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you can rate it even more. You can
like-
rate like 3.6.
Sometimes I
it?
want that. Sometimes
Probably.
I want that.
Yeah.
It's probably worth it.
All right, what do you think? 4,700 check-ins, where do you think we land?
3.64.
I'm going 342.
369. Close. Real close.
369.
Yeah.
Huh.
I would get it again if I saw it in the store. Like if I were going to a Christmas party, I would grab 2 of these, right, and take them to the Christmas party. And here, let's
Let's do this.
have a little bit of the British Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it's different than the American style. It's worth trying. I like my winter warmers stronger.
Yeah.
Like a 9%er. It's gonna warm me up more than 6. 6 is a little more than a Budweiser.
When you've been around the block like Brian has,
Yeah.
it's got to be over 9.
It takes a little more to get festive. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Next week we are going to tie one on Christmas style.
Can't wait.
Oh my goodness! You've probably seen it in the stores. Samuel Adams.
Yeah, Samuel Adams.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Boston Beer Company does a Christmas box every year. Mm-hmm. We're going to drink the Christmas box,
Yeah.
and then we're going to try to work the rest of the day.
Woohoo.
Could be tough.
Good luck with that.
I might need a Christmas nap.
Well, fellas, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's have a box of beer.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.